Wanted to stop for a few minutes today and just share with you some things that God had dealt with me in my personal devotions today. I don't record one of these every day. I don't always have time to do one, but when I do, I like to try and put this together. Today I was reading in Proverbs in chapter number 28, and verse number 14 really stood out to me as a thing God was trying to speak to my heart about. It says, "Happy is the man that feareth always, but he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief." The scripture here is somewhat interesting in the context of what it's speaking of, because it's dealing with someone who, when it says feareth always, it's not talking about being afraid. Obviously, someone who is afraid is not happy, but it's talking about being a person who observes things in relationship to the fear of the Lord, or having a perspective of being watchful against that which is wrong and evil. And so if a person is watching against that which is wrong, feareth always, then he's going to be happy. But the one that hardeneth his heart and says, I don't care, I'm not going to watch, I'm not looking out for those things, I'm just going to enjoy my life, he's going to fall into mischief. It reminds me of another passage there in the Proverbs that said, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. The Bible teaches us this important principle of being watchful, and most believers, I fear, are negligent in this area of being watchful. We tend to just go carefree, happy-go-lucky through our day without being cautious of the fact that there is an enemy, and he does have wiles and snares and traps and fiery darts that he desires to hinder our walk with the Lord. He desires to hinder our witness. He desires to trip us up and cause us to fall. Constantly through the scriptures, we're told to watch. In Psalms 141 and verse number 3, the scripture says, "Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips." We ought to be watchful about what we say. We ought not just say whatever comes to mind. We ought to be cautious and thoughtful about the things that we're going to say. Throughout the New Testament, Jesus constantly in the Gospels was saying, "Watch and pray, and be careful. Watch what's going on. Watch yourself and keep yourself in walking in the Spirit." We see this as a consistent theme throughout the rest of the New Testament as well. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 16:13, "Watch ye, stand fast in the faith, quit ye like men." I like that statement. Be strong. He said, watch, be cautious, know that there is the danger of something down the road. If you're not cautious and careful, you're not going to perceive the danger, but you're also not going to perceive the opportunities. If you are not watchful for opportunities to share Christ, watchful for opportunities to be a testimony and a witness, you'll likely miss them. Very, very often we say, "Oh, I wish I would have said this to that person, or thought of this," because we weren't watching. We missed those things, and we didn't continue steadfast and standing fast in the faith. That statement, "Quit ye like men," is a interesting one. I always think about that statement. When does a man quit? He quits when the job's done. He doesn't stop part way through. He doesn't stop when he just gets a little bit tired. He continues and perseveres until he finishes the job before he quits. In Colossians it says, "Continue in prayer and watch in the same." In 2 Timothy, Paul said, "Watch thou in all things." In 1 Peter 4:7, it says, "The end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." And there are many other verses we could talk about. Watch, because happy is the man that feareth always, that recognizes the fear of the Lord and says, "I'm going to be watchful against sinful things. I'm going to be watchful for things that I could do for God. I'm going to be watchful in these things, and I'll be happy if I do those things, but I'll fall into mischief if I fail to do that." I hope this is a blessing to you. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to receive more of these devotional thoughts, and have a blessed day.